This is in standard form. This is in standard form. So I initially am going to identify the A, the B, and the C. We have two questions that relate to themselves. The one is, what is the vertex? So we'll have an X and a Y coordinate. And the other is, what is the equation of the line of symmetry? Now the line of symmetry relates directly to the X coordinate of the vertex. So how can we do this? As you can see, everything that is on the board in front of you will remain there during the quiz. This is on the board, but you have to know when and how to use it. I'm going to replace B with 4 and A with -1. So X equals -4 over 2 times -1. So it reduces to -4 over -2, and I end up with an answer of 2. If you need to rely on a calculator to ensure you get the correct answer, that's okay. So this is my equation of the line of symmetry. If you get that wrong, that means your vertex would be wrong and the rest of the problem would be graphed incorrectly. So it's important to take your time on this. Whatever this value is will go in place of the X coordinate for the vertex. Please grab your graphing calculator. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug this in. So this side of the equation I'm going to type in, and wherever there's an X, I'm substituting in 2. So negative, notice how I'm plugging this in. 2 squared plus 4 times 2 plus 3. I get an answer of 7. So my output is 7. Now, you don't have to graph this right now, but you will have to graph on your quiz. So I'm going to go over to +2, and I'm going to make a dash mark going up and down. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make a dash mark going up and down to represent the line of symmetry. Should you do this on your graph? Yes, it's required. Now on this line of symmetry, also known as the axis symmetry, we're going to find the vertex. How do we do that? The vertex again is 2, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. Then look at the board. You're going to find this 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, and 3, 9. Where do I get those numbers? It's from the most basic quadratic equation. This is called the parent function. It's the most basic one. I plug in 0, the output is 1. Oh, sorry, the output is 0. I plug in 1, output 1. Plug in 2, output 4. Plug in 3, output 9. That's how I come with those. Again, they are on the board. Whenever the number in front is anything other than a +1, we have to adjust what the graph is going to look like. So I'm going to take this value, which is -1, and I'm going to multiply it times all the y's. 0 times the negative is still a 0. 1 times the negative is -1, -4, and -9. Those are directions. Those tell me what to do from the vertex, how to create this. So from this point, this is at the 0, 0, I'm going to go 1 to the right and 1 down. 1 to the right and 1 down. I'm going to go back to the vertex and go 2 to the right and 4 down. Back to the vertex, 2 to the right and 4 down. And then I'm going to go 3 to the right and 9 down. 3 to the right and 9 down. Now a parabola has 2 equal sides. That line of symmetry cuts it in half, making it symmetrical. The left side is equal to the right side. So we can do the same thing going to the left. 1 to the left, 1 down. 1 to the left, 1 down. 2 to the left, 4 down. 2 to the left, 4 down. And 3 to the left and 9 down. 3 to the left and 9 down. One thing that we really like about this is we can easily identify the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 0, 3. I can see it on my graph, but I already could tell that before I even started the graph. The most difficult things for most students on this is how do we identify these exact x-intercepts? Now, sometimes this is going to be factorable. I made sure that on your quiz it's not factorable. So we're going to use the quadratic formula that you see on the board. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2 times a. I'm going to go back wherever I see those parentheses, and I'm going to plug in the correct numbers. So I know b's go in these first 2 places. My b value for this equation is 4. I know a goes into these two places. My a for this equation is -1. And lastly, c is 3. So x equals -4 plus or minus, all divided by -2. Grab your calculator. Underneath the square root is what we refer to as the discriminant. So whatever we get here for an answer is called the discriminant. As we go through this chapter, we're going to learn how discriminants help us to share with us. They give us a prediction of what we are going to have for x-intercepts. Do they occur? Is there one? Is there two? Is there none? Right now, in order just to find these x-intercepts, we're going to evaluate this. This is the wrong thing to do. Look up here. Second square root. I do not want to see this. I only want to see what's inside. So parentheses 4 squared minus 4 times -1 times 3. This is the answer of 28. Please look on the board. Look on the board in front of Luna. Do you see 28 on that list of purple numbers? Yes or no? So I locate where 28 is. It's between 25 and 36. And I just work myself down. So I'm like, divided by 25, that doesn't work. Divided by 16, nope. And I want to come up with an integer answer here. Divided by, what's up? Next is 9. No, that doesn't work. Divided by 4. Oh, that works. And I keep going to see if I can find one that works. So now I'm going to rewrite this as x equals -4 plus or minus. I'm going to write that perfect square, the one that's on the list on the board, first. I have noticed in the last week that most students actually do a pretty good job of getting to this point. It's the reducing part where they get mixed up. So we're going to slow it down. I know the square root of 4 is 2. And now we're going to talk how can we reduce this. That number on the bottom called the denominator, it's only going to be reduced with the number to the left and to the right of the plus or minus. And it has to be equally shared with them. So it looks like this. It says x equals -4 over -2 and 2 over -2. And attach the square root of 7 behind. That -2 is like your best friend. It's going to be equal to the number, again, to the left and to the right of the plus or minus. This reduces us to an answer of 2. This reduces to an answer of -1. And now, if you have plenty of time to take this quiz, let's show how we can figure out, is this correct? So I know this was a rough graph. It wasn't, exact because I didn't have all the grid lines. But I'm going to show you. Please grab your calculator. If we can see if this looks about right. So I have 2 plus -1 square roots of 7. I'll let you do the same thing and press enter. When I first did addition, and we could then subtraction first, I get just a little over, so not even -1. Now if I would have done this a little more accurate, can you see how this one x-intercept looks like it's just past the origin, just a little bit past? Okay, I agree. This looks like a good answer. Let's do the next one. 2 subtract -1 square roots of 7. The other one looks like it's not quite 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see how it's just not quite 5? I agree. This looks like I have a reasonably good answer.